When we think of cyberpunk, what images come to mind? Vibrant neon signs, towering steel forests, grimy and crowded slums, misty rain-soaked nights, blood and violence, virtual billboards and architecture infused with East Asian flair, or perhaps the myriad desires and greed of people under the perpetual glow of the city. 40 years ago, Ridley Scott's Blade Runner established the visual foundation for future cyberpunk films. 35 years later, the sequel Blade Runner 2049, produced by Warner Bros. And Columbia Pictures, directed by Denis Villeneuve and executive produced by Ridley Scott, finally hit the screens. Today, I will analyze how the film's color aesthetics serve the narrative and theme. Blade Runner 2049 tells a story about self-identity and the search for existential meaning. Directors often select a dominant color palette to set the tone for an entire film. Denis Villeneuve favors extreme cold or warm tones to create specific atmospheres. He believes that a single dominant color with strong visual cohesion helps the audience better grasp a character's emotions. This technique is particularly evident in Blade Runner 2049. Unlike its predecessor's black and blue tones, Blade Runner 2049 leans heavily toward an amber yellow. Whether it's the sunlight filtering through the deep, mysterious skylight of a corporate headquarters or the yellow desert sands of Las Vegas, vast swathes of yellow permeate the film. Yellow subtly runs throughout the film, serving as the clue color in protagonist K's slow quest for his identity. In the film, yellow represents information and memory. Every time K solves a problem or gets a revelation that advances the plot, a hint of amber yellow appears on screen. Yellow subtly runs throughout the film, serving as the clue color in protagonist K's slow quest for his identity. In the film, yellow represents information and memory. Every time K solves a problem or gets a revelation that advances the plot, a hint of amber yellow appears on screen. For example, K discovers a yellow flower under a tree near a replicant's house, which leads him to Rachel's buried remains and sets off his quest for identity. Another instance is the yellow dust storms in Las Vegas. Thus, yellow drives the plot of K's self-discovery. This shows that yellow in Blade Runner 2049 not only provides clues and foreshadowing but also contributes to implicit storytelling. However, the yellow seen in Las Vegas, in particular, doesn't resemble natural yellow. Instead, it has a sense of decay, wasteland, and rust. How did Villeneuve achieve this tone? Was it purely through post-production color grading software, like DaVinci? The answer is no. In these scenes, cinematographer Roger Deakins used over 190 soft light sources positioned at varying distances around the set. He then illuminated large objects with a row of maxi brutes from behind and placed a red physical filter in front of the lens, adding green film gels to the lights. The combination of red and green produced this distinctive color. White also serves as a significant symbol in the film, generally representing purity and essence. In Blade Runner 2049, white symbolizes truth, resolution, and peace. For example, in the base of the replicant revolutionaries, rare white light streams into the space, suggesting that this is K's true refuge. It is here that K learns the harsh truth, that the replicant-born child is not him, but Anna. In the final scene, K, having just saved Deckard, reunites him with Anna at her research facility. K collapses outside in the snow, his individual purpose and identity finding resolution amidst the pale, white setting, an unforgettable image. In terms of light and shadow composition, one cannot overlook the film's sense of disjunction. The film portrays a fractured society. Replicants are tools of the oppressive regime, while humanity itself is divided. Poor children are trained as mechanical slaves in orphanages, while the elite plot to expand their power from skyscrapers. Where there is oppression, there is rebellion. Where there is fracture, there is revolution. The replicant resistance, led by Freysa, seeks liberation and awakening. The fractured lighting design visually represents this alienation and opposition, reinforcing the film's narrative and themes. The most striking example of this fractured lighting design is in Wallace's water-encircled meeting room with Deckard, which features a technique called caustics. Achieving this effect required reflecting light off the water surface onto the walls. Because the shot needed a wide frame, lights and cameras couldn't be too close to the water. Therefore, Roger Deakins used 280 10,000-watt bulbs arranged in a giant circle above the actors, lighting them in groups of 8. The pool's bottom was painted black, and wave machines created water ripples. This produced the shimmering, dreamlike effect. When love enters, the caustic ripples flow over her face and body, hinting at her duality, a replicant slave wielding significant power in Wallace's company. During Wallace and Deckard's conversation, the shifting light patterns underscore the tension and reveal who dominates the exchange. In conclusion, the film's use of color, through clue colors, unique light and shadow compositions, environmental tones, and thematic colors, plays a crucial role in setting the atmosphere, advancing the narrative, and symbolizing the film's core themes.